Hello, and welcome to another Satisfactory video. Today I wanted to take a look at some of the map changes coming to Update 6. Update 6 is still in the experimental branch, so it's something that you have to opt into. Be sure to back up your saves before switching to experimental. Back up your saves, copy them somewhere, copy them in 3 different places. Back up your saves before going to experimental. But that means we can kind of load our map in Update 5, load our map in Update 6, and do a nice little comparison. Now, point of warning, once you save your map in Update 6, you're not able to switch back and forth. So, you can take a peek in Update 6, see what the carnage is, like I'm going to be doing, and, revert back to Update 5 if you don't, do any saving. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. So without further ado, let's get into it. So here's my first base that I'm going to show you in Update 5. I don't know... There's a bunch of floating things. I don't know what the cause of that may be. Maybe I was just lazy. Maybe this was an autosave and I was in the middle of something. Probably that. But yeah, let's take a look at the base. So this is that golden spot that everybody likes to start in with there's like 4 pure nodes here, there's 2 pure copper nodes, and like everything's super close. So I'm sure a lot of people, have bases here. So I kind of did this like terraced thing, and I'm actually doing a sort of 2.0 version on my Twitch streams. So if you want to check those out, twitch.tv/BillyTheDoor. Shameless plug. But yeah, so this is where the changes kind of start. I think over there is fine. But, over here, I know, like, this corridor, they changed a bunch. And, this base I kind of built next to this rock here. And on the other side, I have my nuclear stuff. And they kind of filled all this stuff in with, stuff. Because I think they've mentioned on the live streams before, a lot of this seems like less finished than other parts in Update 5, so they just kind of, finished it up and made it pretty. They actually, and it's going to be very evident when we, cut to the Update 6, but they kind of, like, deleted this whole part and redid it, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, these are these 3... crude oil nodes over next to this area, and then if we go over this bridge, and then this is my oil setup that I had. A little modest. I do have another map that has a bit of a bigger oil setup, so yeah, that's this map. And again, this is going to look wildly different, and it's going to be very evident when I switch over to Update 6, which we'll do now. Alright, so we are back at the beginning of the first base, and if we quickly pan over here, we'll see our first little issue. Yeah, this mountain, it got shorter, but it's kind of gobbling up my factory. So, yeah. If you've built next to that big rock there in Update 5, definitely, consider moving your stuff around. And yeah, even this, I mean, it looks a lot more green. I don't think I could see this from here in the prior screenshots or, prior version. But yeah, a lot more arches. This looks pretty much the same. But yeah, let's go behind. Let's see how my nuclear fared. Uh-oh. I already see a rock here. This looks, oh boy. Yeah, so so yeah, this was all clear before, obviously you can't build inside a rock. And yeah, this like specific sub-nuclear stuff build got gobbled up. The actual reactors are fine though, which is nice. So that's interesting. Alright, let's go back over here. Let's get a closer look at those 3 oil nodes over here. And yeah, I think this was like completely blocked off. Yeah, I mean, it was obviously blocked off because I built this kind of into this rock, and now all of this is kind of exposed. So this is a little bit more open, actually. It's open, but gobbling, so that's interesting. And yeah, I know there's like, yeah, this wasn't open before. So that's interesting too. But yeah, let's take a look at the rest of the oil production. I remember this was clear, now it's not. And you can immediately see that there is a lot more stuff here. I think there was a big rock here, actually, because that's why this is going over this. Yeah, that's why this had to go over this hump. Because there was a big rock under there. And this is the oil. Remember, this was all very, like, clear and open. And yeah, that's the end. This also got gobbled up by a rock. So if you have nodes and stuff over here, you know, definitely move that. This stuff seems okay. This, not so much. Although I do, you know, in the other map, have a bigger build, I think, exactly right here as well. So let's check this other map out. We'll kick it over there. Okay, so this is the second map, and the second map and final map that have been impacted by my changes, or the game's changes, not my changes. So we'll start at this train station. That'll kind of anchor us for, you know, when we move to update 6. But yeah, so I have this big giant fuel plant, and it is in danger. It is absolutely in danger. For sure. I'm sure it's gonna be all gobbled up. But something else that I want to show is, you know, it's not just this part that is changing. It's gonna be, you know, through here too. So let's follow these train tracks. You know, this is gonna be different as well. I think it's gonna be like a lot more green. Some of these are adjusted. But yeah, and those are kind of the only, well, it's gonna be a bigger impact to the fuel, but I kind of kept everything over here. This started in the Dune Desert, so there's not really as much that will be impacted. And for reference, these are those crude oil nodes kind of next to the Dune Desert, and then that's obviously the Dune Desert. And yeah, so that's really it for this portion of the map. But let's get to the main event. What you've been all here for. Let's boot up update 6. Okay, so we are back at the original train station where I started in the second map, update 6. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, big reveal, and okay. Ooh. Yeah. Not great. So this rock's kind of eating this train station. We got, you know, a lot of the nodes moved. So this isn't something that I went over before, but like this node, even though it's like here, it's actually attached to a node somewhere else. I don't know where exactly. But you see there's no node there. But like we have a node here that I'm not using. And then like nodes here, like this node I'm using. Yeah, maybe it's attached to that node, but the nodes did definitely move around, but they did mention that, like, if the machine's attached, it'll still work, which is interesting. Don't know why that would be advantageous, but it is what it is. So yeah, this is definitely gotten gobbled up. Oh my goodness. While it was gobbled up, it does look pretty, and there is a bunch of space back here. Like, so this is still kind of open. So you could just kind of, like, if I just moved this back, I'm sure I'd be fine. But yeah, lots of fun stuff to explore here. Lots of fun stuff to explore while you're not cheating using Pack Utility mod. Our nice faucet waterfall, because that's how waterfalls work. Alright, so the next thing that we did in the prior clip was check out the train tracks. So let's see where these train tracks go. Oh, the train's working, but uh-oh. This was, something happened here. So let's just step around here and let's take a look at this corridor again. So definitely a bit more decorated, has a bit more flavor. See, these were all like icky rocky rocks, and now they're a bit greener. Yeah, this is definitely more open, because I probably, if this wasn't open, I'd probably would have had my train go through there. Yeah, a lot of these rock formations changed, and then we can kind of see, even these rock formations, like you can see, like here, you know, these are these floating poles. So there was obviously a formation here. It's like archaeology. It's very fun. But yeah, and there's these like canopies we got going on. This is a lot changed, but it's honestly like a lot more open. We got a nice mushroom rock in between, you know. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got a nice mushroom rock that was plopped right there. And yeah, and then this is kind of where it's still the same. Not much changed over here. And then one last thing that it didn't show that I kind of wish I showed. But, well, I guess there wasn't really much up here. But this was updated. So this used to be, if I remember correctly, yeah, this was just all like an icky, like weird textured, like gray texture, like on top of this whole thing, and they added like, you know, a couple nice things, and you know, this drop pod is still here, still scavenged. So yeah, something else that I want to show. So we're back to the train station again. Something else that I want to show is like, like there were giant rock structures here. So this is a lot more open than it used to be because, as you can see, I built these power poles all the way up this way and up here, and then had some type of bridge that went to another rock structure. Ooh, went down there. Oh, this drop pod must have moved down because this wire is way too long. And then, you know, back over here, you know, to get up to that node. So just thought that was another little interesting bonus tidbit. So I hope you found this interesting or helpful if you're planning on making the switch from Update 5 to Update 6, or just, you know, found it interesting. I love these early access games because I get to see how they change and evolve, and, you know, they try some things might not work, other things do work. You know, it's a cool journey to be a part of, and, you know, as these updates happen and Update 5 goes away, you know, that version of the map isn't going to be there anymore, so, you know, hopefully this will be a nice chronicle of that. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you're looking for more content from me, I kind of slowed down on the guides a little bit because I wanted to see like what happened with Update 6. Like my creature guide that I made is kind of out of date. You know, it still works with Update 5, but not necessarily Update 6. So I just want to see where the cards fall, as it were, before making more guides and such. And again, if you want more content from me, you can check out my live streams at twitch.tv/BillyTheDoor. I play this game and sometimes other games, so love to see you come hang. Anyway, that's all for me, and take care. But I still might have some more comparison shots, so I'll keep the music on and have those play out. Later.